Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are all having a great one. I hope you had a great day. Lots of clouds out there today, but no weather issues. So that was some good news. We didn't have any problems throughout the day on Saturday, and we're not going to see any problems over the next hour, 2 hours. We are looking good. Then snow is going to start moving into the state. It's going to move in from southwest to northeast as we head through probably, I would say, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. I think it may take till 8:30 or 9 o'clock before it really gets going, even in the southern and far southwestern part of the state. So again, I hope you guys are all doing great. I'm kind of just talking a little bit before just to let some more people on to this live stream. However, if you have plans to head outside for the day tomorrow, it is not going to be pretty out there. It might look nice, but if you have to drive, it is not going to be nice on the roads. We are going to see snow that will develop over the next couple hours and continue throughout the daylight hours on Sunday. And it will become heavier as we head through the overnight hours tonight. I think after about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning is when most people are going to start to see the snow really start to pick up. But this is especially for parts of southern Maine. Southern areas they're getting the jackpot. Of course, it's not usually that way. Most of the time, it's the exact opposite, where the mountains in the north get the snow. But this time, it's pretty much the opposite. Everybody's going to see some form of snow, whether it's an inch or two. But if you head down towards York County, you head down towards southern Cumberland County, we are going to see a good amount of snow. Maybe a foot, maybe a little bit more. So it is going to be on the heavy side. So let's get right into it. And let's talk about what's going on right now. Temperature of 25 degrees. We have cloudy skies out there in Portland. Very dry, tranquil evening for the most part. And winds, not too bad. We have winds out of the north and east at 10 miles per hour. But the key ingredient to that is north and east. That is what is really going to give us this snowstorm, because if we had this system moving up to our west, we'd have more of a southwesterly wind, and that would come off the waters, and we would have probably seen rain throughout this system. But this storm is going to pass down to our south, and with that, we are going to see snow and only snow with this storm. And another thing that I think a lot of people will be happy to hear is it is going to be a very light, fluffy snow, even down towards the coast. If you're in the coastline of Portland down to Kittery, if you're in, far southern, you're over towards Portsmouth, this is all going to be a fluffy snow no matter where you are. So let's get a look at the satellite and radar right now. And yeah, we have a good amount of snowfall down to our south. We are dry for the most part right now, but notice down to our south, we do have snow starting to develop in the Connecticut region over towards Massachusetts, Vermont, southern Vermont in particular, already starting to see some snow. But notice New Hampshire still dry. Most of western Massachusetts, northern Rhode Island, still dry right now. The snow is moving into these areas, but it is still dry. So we have a couple hours to go. If you have to head out there for any, things that you need to do over the next couple hours, you're fine. It's really tomorrow that you don't want to be driving, because we are going to see really, really bad slippery roads throughout the state. Zoom in a little bit closer and you can see we have no issues, pretty much just cloudy skies out there. And that'll be the case as we head through the nighttime tonight, or at least for the next couple hours. And then snow is really going to start to develop probably after 9 o'clock. Temperatures, plenty cold enough. We have numbers right now, probably going to stay in the low to mid 20s throughout much of the state. One thing I'm noticing, though, is Portsmouth is 32 degrees. When the temperature is 32, you're not going to get super high snowfall ratios. You need cold air above us, which is what we have in place. But even if we have really cold air above us, but the temperature at Portsmouth is 32 degrees, it will be, just a tiny bit more pasty. But eventually these numbers are going to go down, and we are going to see temperatures that will eventually stay in the low to mid 20s, not only tonight, but through the day on Sunday as well. And that is going to be the case for pretty much everybody. I think even up towards the far north might even be colder. However, you're not going to see as much snow. Now, Let's get a look at the next 5 hours. Cloudy skies, a couple snow showers are possible. By 9 o'clock, we might start to see a few snowflakes here or there. That would be about it, but don't expect much by 9 o'clock. I think we're looking at, mainly cloudy skies for much of the state. A couple snow showers could pop up in some parts of southern and western Maine, but overall we're fine. 10, 11 o'clock, no big deal. Just some scattered snow showers, some very light snow with temperatures in the 20s. Any snow that falls will pretty much stick right away. It's after midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when the snow is going to really start to pick up, and that's when we will see the heavier of snowfall rates. And actually, this satellite and radar just doesn't want to update. Hang on one second. We're having some problems here. There we go. I apologize for that. I had a little technical difficulties there. Anyways, so this is when I was telling you about the forecast over the next 5 hours. This is the graphic I wanted to show you. A couple snow showers after 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight. And then again, after the midnight, 1 o'clock hour in the morning, that's when things are going to start to pick up. We are going to start to see the snow really amp up throughout the state. And you will notice that throughout the overnight and into the daytime tomorrow. So here are the storm threats. I have some good news and I guess some sort of bad news. The snow, it's not going to be severe. We're looking at a good amount of snowfall. The good news is it's going to be fluffy. This is not the biggest storm we've ever seen. We've seen bigger storms than this here in Maine. But we are going to see a good amount of snowfall in the southern part of the state. The good news is the wind is not going to be too big of a deal. I think we're going to see wind gusts tomorrow, 20 to 30. I think down towards the coast, we could gust right at the coastline, 35 in some spots. That would pretty much, be the exception and not the rule. And with the light fluffy snow and the fact there's no leaves on the trees, on top of the fact that the wind isn't going to be all that strong, I'm not expecting all that much of that many power outages for the day tomorrow. So that is some good news too. I know a lot of people want to hear that, but we are going to see, a couple power outages. You need to expect that. We have a couple power outages on a sunny day. So, there's going to be some power outages due to this storm, but not many. I don't think we're going to have too many. So that's some good news, but expect some. And then flooding, obviously not an issue with this snowstorm, and coastal flooding isn't an issue as well. Low tides plus all of the fact that we have a northeasterly wind. When you get those coastal floodings, a lot of the times it's because we have a wind right off the water. It's going to be the opposite. We're going to see a northeasterly wind through the daytime tomorrow. So here's that area of low pressure, and we'll get a closer look in just a second. I'll get to some of your guys' comments as well. I kind of just want to get through this forecast right now, and then I'll go to some of the comments when I have the snowfall map up. So here we go. Area of low pressure down to our south. It's going to slowly slide to the south as we head through the nighttime. Here's 6 o'clock in the morning. So the snow develops 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. tonight. I think most areas will start as some snow showers going over to steadier snow through the overnight hours. Heavy snow at times through the day on Sunday, in particular in southern Maine. I really want to highlight that. Everybody's going to see some snow, but the heaviest of snowfall, the highest accumulations will be in the southern part of the state. And down towards the coastline, especially York County, that's where I think the heaviest of snowfall rates will be, and also the highest totals as well. And then it will end, I think, between about 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we head into Sunday evening. And here we go, 11, 12, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We are still looking at heavy snowfall rates throughout the state, and this will continue into the evening hours. I would say about 4 to 8 p.m. Most of this will be on out of here. Let's get a closer look. Again, I'm going to get to some of your guys' comments in a second, but we have snow showers out there after about 9 o'clock tonight, and then otherwise, after midnight, that's when things will still really start to ramp up. We're looking at moderate to heavy snow through the overnight, and this continues 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. If you have to be out on the roads, take your time. Give yourself some extra time. You guys know the deal. We're in Maine, right? We all know the deal here, but light, fluffy snow. That's some good news. We're going to see snowfall ratios upwards of 15 to maybe even 18 inches of snow for every 1 inch of rain, which typically even here We get around 10 inches to 1, maybe even 9 in some storms, but this is going to be a very light, fluffy snow. 7:30 in the morning, still snowing. And then I think into the afternoon as well. It's after about 4 or 5 p.m. That's when, again, you're going to start to see this snow come to an end here. 7 o'clock, just a couple snow showers left over. And then skies will start to clear out a little bit as we head into Sunday night. And then the sunshine returns on Monday. So yeah, we're going to see a good amount of snowfall in the southern part of the state. I think we're looking at 10 to 15 inches for York County, most of York County, southern Cumberland County. This includes the Portland area. This includes areas like Westbrook, Scarborough, Old Orchard Beach, Berwick, Sanford, Portsmouth, all of these areas. We're looking at around 10 to 15 inches of snow. The closer you get to the 6 to 10 line, that's where you have the 10, 11-inch range. Once you get down towards, I'm going to highlight one particular spot that I was keeping a close eye on. And some of the computer models, I'm going to try and draw it for a second. It's going to be over the 10 to 15. So I apologize. It's going to kind of look like a mess. But bear with me for a second. I want to highlight this area. Could maybe even go, let me actually do this over. I want to highlight this particular area. Some of the computer models are highlighting that spot. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to happen. Some of the computer models are highlighting that area, Berwick through Sanford area, as maybe a spot that could see a little bit more, even as for the more than 14 or 15. I'm not going to say it's going to happen, so please don't mark my words on this. I still think most areas will be about 10 to 15. But again, I just want to highlight some of the high resolution computer models are showing maybe a little bit more in some spots, and that could be the Sanford, Berwick area. It could be anywhere in the far southern part of the state, but some of those computer models are highlighting that particular spot. 6 to 10 inches north of Portland. So this is from, I don't know, say Gorham north up through Lewiston and Augusta, Freiburg, 6 to 10 inches. As you get closer to areas like Gorham, now you're talking the 10-inch range. If you get up towards Augusta, you're going to be closer to the 6-inch range. Lewiston, probably about I don't know. I would say 6 to 8 inches of snow in Lewiston. Augusta, I know a lot of people are asking me, so I hope I can answer some of your guys' questions, and then I'll get to more of the comments in a second. But Augusta, you're probably looking at, I would say, 4 to 8 inches of snow. That would be more like, I would say, 4 to 6 or 7 inches of snow in the Augusta area. I just think that you're going to see right around that 6-inch mark, 5-6 inches or so. Freiburg, probably upwards of 6 to 7 inches of snow. But again, it's down towards the Portland area, the Portsmouth area, where a foot, I think, is going to be likely in many areas. So let me get to some of you guys' comments. And Buddy Seymour, yes, bring on the snow. Absolutely. I agree. I'm excited for this. I am very, very overly excited. I seem to be the only excited one in the newsroom, though. I don't know why. But yes, I agree. Fluffy snow is better. All right. Let me get to some more. Good, Barbie Stevens, good evening. Hope you are well. Will Sydney outside of Augusta gets the 6 or the 10 inches? See, that's the thing, is you can't look at it like that. When you're in the 3 to 6 range, when you're right on the line of 3 to 6 and then 6 to 10, give yourself the high range of the 3 to 6, the low range of the 6 to 10. So call it 4 to 8 inches. I think that would be the best way to look at that in the Augusta area. I'm right between Lacey. I'm right between the 8 to 12 inches. We'll see how it plays out in Maine. Yeah, you're right. I mean, especially when you have a fluffy snow. Gil Simmons, meteorologist Gil Simmons, is tuning in. My old boss. How are you doing, Gil? I hope you are enjoying the snow. I saw you a little bit of snow shower activity in Connecticut going on right now. That's exciting. So yeah, you guys will get a good one too. I'm excited for you. But everybody, I mean, Portland's looking good. Everybody's looking good. Falmouth, Beth Payson. Falmouth, you're probably in the 10 to 15. I would say around a foot around the Portland, Falmouth area. Same with Ashley, McDonald. I hope I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. Portland, yes, I know a lot of people are in the Portland area. So Portland, you're clearly in the 10 to 15. I would say Portland, we're probably closer to 11 or 12 inches. I would go for the Portland area. Again, ratios are going to be really high with this one. West Paris, you're going to be a little bit less up there. I mean, you're probably, I would say 4 to 8 in the West Paris area, maybe even a little bit less than that. Probably closer to the 4 to 6 inch range. Who else? Saco Biddeford, Sherry Walters, excuse me. Saco Biddeford, you guys not too far off from like the Portland area. I think it's going to around a foot. So give or take an inch or two, around a foot for the Biddeford region. Sanford, I'm telling you, I just highlighted it. I'm a little bit optimistic if you like the snowfall for the Sanford area. Sanford down through about Berwick. Charlie and I were talking about this yesterday, and the computer models pretty much hinted at it again today, where some of those high resolution computer models were hinting at that specific area, Sanford down through Berwick, where there might be a tiny bit more. So we'll see. We're going to have some jackpots. That always happens, right? And I think the best chance right now is in that area in particular. Belfast. Ooh, we got a Belfast resident watching. I love it. Yeah, you guys aren't going to get too much, I don't think. I think as you head up towards the Belfast area, you're probably in the 2 to 5 inch range. Once you get up towards like Bangor, Old Town area. And then north of that, I mean, Millinocket, they usually get the jackpots, but not this time. They'll see maybe an inch or two at the most. Blowing snow. Yes, Walter. Hey, Rit, my buddy. What's up? Yes, blowing snow. We are going to see some blowing snow, but it's not going to be horrible. We're probably, because of the fact that it is going to be light and fluffy, I think we are going to see some blowing snow, especially down to the coast, wind gusts 30 miles an hour. I think that can be expected. Probably some snow drifts as well. That should be expected as well in the southern part of the state, especially, but winds are only going to gust to 30, 35. So this is not a like 20 to 30 mile an hour wind gust probably for the most of us, but maybe some 35 mile an hour gusts at the immediate coastline. I don't think this is a massive deal in terms of wind, which also helps, of course, the power outages. And I apologize if I can't get to everybody's, of course. Thoughts on Down East Maine? That's a good one. I'm going to be honest, if I can for a second, I haven't put too much emphasis on the Down East region because that's not exactly where I'm forecasting, but I did look at it, and I can tell you that you guys aren't going to get a whole lot, but because you are closer to the storm in the southern part of the state, yeah, we put you right around the 3 to 6 inch range in the Down East region. So yeah, I would go 3 to 6 inches around Down East. Joanne, Lewiston, 8 inches. I don't know. Yeah, 6 to 8. Let's go 7 to 8. That's my final call for Lewiston. 7 to 8 inches. Give me a error of about plus or minus 1 inch there. But I would go 7 or 8 inches or so in the Lewiston area. There's going to be a sharp cutoff, and that's the tough part with this storm. Is the good news is it's going to be all snow. There is not going to be a drop of rain. There is not going to be a pellet of sleet, and there is not going to be a drop of rain that freezes into ice. It's not going to happen. This is all snow, and it's going to stay snow from the time it starts all the way until the time it ends. That's the easy part of the forecast. The hard part is that a lot of the computer models are really just showing a very sharp cutoff in precipitation total. So what happens is you get snowfall ratios of 15 to 16 to 1, meaning 15 or 16 inches of snow for every 1 inch of rain. And Portland is forecasting about 0.8 inches of QPF or rain, however you want to call it. So 0.8 inches of rain times 15 to 16 is about, a foot of snow, give or take. And as you head north, 0.8 inches, what it is in Portland, or more or less will be, it drops to 0.5, 0.6. And then you take those snowfall ratios of 15 to 16 to 1 and you multiply it by 0.6 for the total precip accumulation. And now you're talking lower totals, 7, 8, 9 inches of snow. So that's kind of how that works, the whole ratio versus precip totals and stuff. But there's going to be a sharp cutoff, and there's going to be a point as you head up towards the Lewiston, Augusta area where it's just going to really slow down. There's not going to be as much accumulation. So that's how, in a very small nutshell, how sometimes we can determine stuff like that. So let me get to some more. I'm getting a lot of questions about the Livermore area. Livermore, hold on one second. I'm trying to do something here. Livermore is a tough spot because you guys are probably looking at around 6 inches plus or minus 1. So call it 5 to 7 in the Livermore area, I would say. So there's a lot of questions up there as well. Westbrook, you guys are probably around a foot. I would say 10 to 12 inches in Westbrook. Skowhegan, yeah, much less totals up there. We're probably looking in the 3 to 6 inch range, but I would probably go closer to like 3 to 5 for the Skowhegan area. And then Skip, Bangor 1 to 3. Yeah, about 2-3 inches of snow I think you can expect in Bangor. Not a big deal. Hey, my dad's on. What's going on? All right. And then what else we have? I don't know if South Paris gets 4 to 8. I don't think you guys get 8. I think South Paris 8 would probably be tough. You might hit 4 to 5, maybe 6 in that area, but I don't know about 8. That might be a tough one. And then Waterville, you're probably not too far off from like 3 to 6 inches. I would say 3 to 6 inches is a good number for you guys. And then Rumford, even less than 6. I think you guys are probably 2 to 5 in Rumford. Yeah, a lot of numbers are just going to drop off once you head north. It's just the cutoff is just going to be astounding in some spots. Dog sled to Dunkin' Donuts tomorrow, Scott. I love it. If you do, you have to send me a Facebook post, but I'm sure you're not being serious there. I think that's a great idea, though. All right, what else do we have? I already answered Biddeford, but I'm getting a lot of people to ask about Biddeford. Lisa, Biddeford, you're around a foot, give or take 12, maybe even 13 inches of snow in the Biddeford area. Beth, are you doing a great job? I hope I'm doing a great job. I'm going to take that as a compliment, so thank you. What else do we got? There's a lot of comments here. A lot of comments, and I'm sorry, there's like hundreds of comments, so I can't get to all of them, but I wish I could. Camden, Rockland area, you guys call it 6 to 8, maybe, yeah, 6 to 8, 6 to 8, 6 to 9. It's the southern half of the very far southern fourth of the state. Cumberland County, southern Cumberland County in particular, and then most of York County. This is the special storm for you guys. So, and then Brunswick, you guys, Aaron, you guys are probably talking, I would say, you're in probably the 6 to 10 range, but on the higher side of that, 8 to 11. I know it sounds like a weird range there, but I would go 8 to 11-ish. And then what else do we have? Will it be safe to walk outside tomorrow morning? Not so much, Chris. I don't think we're looking at much in the way of, or we're not looking at a lot of safe walking conditions, so to speak, in the southern part of the state. So really, again, the far southern part of the state is where the heaviest the snowfall will be. Sanford, again, I think you are probably, if I had to put a number in Sanford, I'm going to go 13 to 15, 13 to 16 inches. I'm telling you, Sanford, Berwick, if that happens tomorrow, I'm going to be right back here and I'm going to mention it. But I also will say if I'm not right. So I do think there's going to be a band that sets up. I really do. I believe it. There's going to be a band that sets up and kind of just sits there for a little while. And we are going to see a good amount of snowfall in Sanford. I just saw somebody say that this is going to probably be rain. I can promise you this will not be rain. I would put a lot down on that one. How's my weekend going, Brandon? I am doing good. I hope you are doing good as well. Again, there's some of these comments that are in areas that I just want to confirm I know where these places are, because I don't want to make a mistake here, because so 2 or 3 people were asking me, Mariah, about Bridgeton. I would say Bridgeton area, you're probably 5 to 8. Let's go 5 to 8 in Bridgeton. I think you're on the lower-ish end of the 6 to 10, but I could see you getting like 7-8 inches of snow. So yeah, there's a lot of comments. I do have to get going though. And again, I hope you guys all have a good one. I'll go through this one more time. I mean, again, Sanford, I'll draw it out for you on a map for anybody that wasn't here about 5 minutes ago. I'm watching this area in particular. Maybe let me redo that actually. I'm watching the Sanford area down through the Berwick region. I'm watching this area. I'm curious because I really do think there might be a band that sets up right there. Some of the high resolution stuff is showing that. But most areas 10 to 15 from Portland up through central and southern York County. And as you head north of Portland, so areas like Gorham and up towards the mid coast through Lewiston, Augusta, Freiburg, we're looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow in those areas. The closer you are to the 3 to 6 inch line, you're going to be on the lower end of the 6 to 10 and so on and so forth. And this starts probably, I would say, after 9 p.m. It's going to start snowing in spots. It is not going to be, you're not going to look outside and see snow everywhere. We'll see some scattered snow showers 9 p.m. to about midnight. After midnight, that's when the heavier stuff starts to move in, the steadier stuff starts to move in, and we will be looking at a moderate to heavy snowfall from, I would say, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning through about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, give or take an hour or so. Moderate to heavy snowfall, wind gusts, not a huge deal, 20 to 30 miles per hour, maybe some wind gusts to 35 miles per hour down towards the coastline. So there will be some wind-swept snow. Some drifts are certainly likely, especially in the southern part of the state. And then as you head up towards the north, not as much. This will end 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. And we are not looking at much in the way of any power outages. You should expect some, but I don't think we're going to see too many. And then we are going to see we're not going to see any coastal flooding. So that is some good news. All right. We have a 10 and 11 o'clock show. I know we didn't have a 6. We were online, but we have a 10 and 11 o'clock show. I'm almost positive of that. So tune in. I'm going to have the latest forecast. And actually, I can end with the 7-day forecast if you guys want to see it. But tune in to the 10 and 11 o'clock news. We have a lot to talk about. The weather warn is up for tomorrow. Sunshine returns on Monday, and then clouds increase Tuesday. We'll see rain and strong gusty winds Wednesday, but I do think that for areas inland, we could be looking at snow changing to rain for the day on Wednesday. That could be a bigger issue because we could be talking some issues with the fact that there might be a foot of snow on the ground, and it's not going to really melt Monday and Tuesday. Look at the temps. And then we're also going to see rain plus melting snow for the day on Wednesday, and strong gusty winds that could be upwards of 50, maybe more miles per hour. We're going to get into more details on that, especially once we get to Monday. Really, our focus right now is tomorrow and over the next 24 hours, which, of course, is the main storm we're worried about. And then we're dry Thursday, Friday, but every 3 days, another system is possible as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. All right. I hope you guys all have a good night. I'm going to be in tomorrow. Charlie's in during the morning hours. We are going to be doing cut-ins. I'm not exactly sure of the cut-in times, but we are going to be doing cut-ins throughout the morning hours tomorrow, I think every hour. He'll have updates through the morning, and then I'm going to come in around noon. I will have the updates for the afternoon. I'll do a Facebook Live, a digital studio thing, we call it this. We're going to do another one. We'll be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. And I'll have more updates as we head into tomorrow. Hope you guys all have a good one. Enjoy the snow and stay home if you can.